Unfortunately, in our busy world when noise is everywhere, the skill of silence has been lost, and converse are constants. But what if the moments we decide not to speak were equally powerful as the moments we do? How frequently do we pause and consider what our calm means? Stoicism is a time-honored philosophy that teaches individuals how to self-control using logic and emotional fortitude. This is an excellent method to the father of Stoicism, Zeno, once observed that it is preferable to trip than to speak. This adage, with the feet rather than the tongue, raises a fundamental query. How often have we Stoicism doesn't make you feel better about saying something in a rush or out of rage? Simply instruct us not to do things. We owe it to ourselves to be silent. For development and tranquility, visualize tackling life's obstacles with the composed assurance that as the Stoic philosophy says, silence communicates louder than words could ever aspire to. That quiet is a profoundly felt reaction rather than just the lack of speaking, has been thoughtfully selected. It is a dynamic, potent force and a strategy that can help diffuse conflict, keep us safe, and facilitate understanding. But how should we embrace silence together? We'll discover at 9 crucial moments that making this decision is not just as we delve more into these lessons. Consider how clever but also transformative they are. How may engaging in Stoic quiet improve your mental health and how you interact with others? Instead of using harsh language to conclude a heated argument, adopt a calm, measured quiet. Perhaps you could share your thoughts and feelings with us during a little period of silence. As we uncover the powerful moments to remain silent and allow the wisdom of Stoicism to lead. Please let us know if you're eager to learn more about the profound understanding of Stoicism. Utter a few words in response to criticism before beginning your adventure. First, when unfair criticism is received. Unfairly, the Stoic philosophy holds that receiving unfair criticism presents a special opportunity to grow stronger and demonstrate the core principles of this ancient wisdom, as the ruler Marcus. According to a quote from Aurelius, when something external upsets you, it's not the item itself that's hurting you, but rather how he also mentioned that you can alter your perspective on things. Whenever insight claims that we are bothered by criticism, it's not the criticism in and of itself, but how we interpret and react to it. You become stronger by altering your perspective on criticism. Can you recall an instance when, for instance, maintaining composure in the face of unjust criticism can alter the result? If your supervisor severely critiques a project you are spearheading at work and you remain stoic, the best course of action would be to carefully consider the comments and identify any insightful epicus stated that disregarding any unfavorable information that isn't supported by evidence. Don't talk about it, since this course of action will maintain both your professional honor and your peace of mind. In response to your theory of live it here to live by philosophy, you must remain composed. Thoughtful answers rather than defensive ones. In the end, you should let the caliber of your responses and your work speaks for itself, and you don't respond to unjust criticism. Accepting Stoicism's call to concentration is not only a passive act, but also a calculated one. This calm strength depends on our answers and attitudes, which we can control. A potential confrontation into evidence of your inner fortitude and commitment to philosophy as you confront life's challenges. Consider how being silent might benefit you, and what opportunities can arise if you decide to refrain from speaking without thinking. How may this practice not only enhance your mental well-being, but also positively impact others in your vicinity? By adopting Stoic concepts when we are unjustly attacked in our day-to-day lives, we align ourselves with a mentality that prioritizes moral integrity over fleeting social acceptance. This encourages individual development and motivates others to follow suit, particularly in today's culture. Humility is frequently drowned out by bragging and self-promotion. The sage Marcus Aurelius advises us to value silence, and Stoicism says to embrace it. While debating the qualities of a good man, consider this. Discusses how a possibly ego-fueled person might go silent in the face of boasts surroundings into a space for introspection and development. Life is full of criticism, and it can be a useful tool for learning and development. However, criticism isn't always constructive or even In these kinds of situations, where something is intended to harm someone, it can be difficult to maintain composure and behave morally stoically, a notion that dates back to ancient Greece offers timeless guidance on how to respond politely and respectfully to grace. By adhering to Stoic principles, we can transform negative experiences into opportunities to mature as individuals and gain inner strength. What matters is not. The Stoic concept is not about what occurs to you, but about how you respond to it. Titus, what happened? Pause to consider what you should say if someone harshly criticizes you, which prevents you from acting impulsively and gives you take a moment to reflect on the situation without becoming agitated and remove the criticism from. As the Stoics stated, you are in charge of your thoughts and are unaware of external happenings. Marcus Aurelius, you will be strong if you accomplish this under the knowledge that unjust reviews merely reflect the reviewer's feelings or opinions. You can see the criticism more clearly if you are aware of how talented or capable you are. As the Stoics stated, you divorce it from who you are if someone can demonstrate and verify if I believe or act incorrectly. I will gladly correct myself since I always seek the truth. Marcus Aurelius did this because even the most unjust of situations could contain a tiny bit of truth. Judgment search for any constructive criticism concealed in the unfairness claim. This is an opportunity to better yourself and let go of the unfavorable ideas that aren't essential, as the Stoic proverb states, to first understand the significance of what you say and next describe in epicus what transpired when someone stays calm and courteous when someone unfairly criticizes you. This not only demonstrates how strong and you are in charge, but it also prevents things from going worse. A cool response frequently soothes the critic and demonstrates that you are a grown-up who takes care of your personal development, and stop wasting time debating what makes a decent guy, advises the Marcus Aurelius once remarked, Stoic B1, stop worrying on unjust criticism and focus instead on your objectives, and self-improvement can overcome negative events and continue on your path by concentrating on your development and virtues. Handling unjust criticism can be difficult, but if you adopt a Stoic ideas, you may use to transform unfavorable circumstances into opportunities to develop and get stronger. Recall to pause and consider separating the criticism from yourself. Worth seeking every scrap of truth, responding coolly and respectfully, and maintaining your focusing on your personal development, you can fulfill the Stoic ideal of keeping composed and resilient on the inside, even in the face of adversity. Number 2, Stoicism number 2. When boasts are made, maintain a Stoic silence. A coworker is boasting during a networking event and there is stillness in between. Imagine this. You may choose to match their bluster with your own given how much about their recent increases and the opulent lifestyle they lead. Achievement Stoicism teaches us the value of moderation. If you select silence, you maintain your composure and let other people's statements reveal who they are, allowing you to conserve your energy for deeper dialogues. Using this technique not only preserves your honor but also, you appear to be someone who is confident in their accomplishments and doesn't require external. According to this theory, silence is a show of approval rather than inactivity, of calculated quiet that demonstrates understanding and assurance. Another sage Stoic remarks one benefit should not be returned with another by someone who does not want to be outnumbered by higher benefits. Instead, they should return. In actual life, this implies that you shouldn't react to empty boasts verbally. But how often do you encounter someone who, in the quiet grace of their deeds and the depth of their soul, imagine yourself answering a fellow achiever's triumph with a personal one? What may occur if you opt to pay close attention to what they have to say, nodding or grinning while maintaining your focus on yourself? Qualities and objectives. Acknowledging that living in Stoic quiet amid boasts is a way to live a life that is characterized by contentment and inner success rather than rivalry. A setting where people can prosper and live in peace based on their true sense of worth rather than comparative measurements. Please consider this lesson and use the knowledge you've gained in your day-to-day activities. Quiet improve your relationships and quality of life. Please write about your thoughts and tales in the area below. Let's collaborate to improve each other's lives. Number 3. Content, joyful, and prosperous when managing our rage. When we're number 3, when dealing with anger. When you're upset, it can seem like a violent storm that will destroy everything calm and reason. Yet during this turbulent time, Stoic philosophy provides a secure haven, a brief period of stillness that aids in coping with these intense emotions. Epicurus, a well-known Stoic figure, advised to speak up only when necessary and to be silent the majority of the time. When a co-worker's error results in hours of additional work for you during a workday, your reaction might be to become enraged, but what would happen if you choose to remain silent? Instead, you allow yourself more time to consider the matter by not responding in anger. In all honesty, this break can prevent the conflict from getting worse and result in productive solutions rather than contentious debates. Consider how frequently reacting hastily out of anger caused you to consider what may be different if you had given yourself some time to cool down before speaking. Another well-known Stoic figure, Marcus Aurelius, offers guidance in his writings on how much worse the outcomes of rage are than the causes of anger provoke contemplation. Concerning what typically occurs when we become enraged, the consequences of and think that our outbursts are worse than the source of our anger about the well-known leader Nelson Mandela, who spent years in prison, choose to be forgiving of his abusers rather than being enraged. This choice not only enhanced his personal life while simultaneously fostering national harmony, for instance by quiet. It's important to respond in a way that aligns with your best interests when you're upset, not to hide your feelings. This exercise not only enhances your inner tranquility but also enhanced connections and a more prosperous existence while addressing when faced with life's inevitable difficulties, always remember that silence is your sanctuary. Adopt it in an environment where knowledge reigns, and you could discover that the silent reaction is anger. Even the deepest and strongest kind is a common emotion. That everyone experiences anger at some point in their lives, but that anger isn't under control can damage relationships and your well-being. Stoicism provides practical strategies for managing anger by emphasizing self-control, rational thinking, and inner calmly determine the reason by examining your triggers to determine what precisely is there someone, something, or some situation that irritates you. Self-reflection. Consider why it is that these things irritate you. Presumptions and notions about things can have a significant impact on the acceptance of who you cannot alter events that occur in the outside world, but what you can alter is. When you respond to these situations, try to be conscious and focus your attention on the here and now, rather than on the past. Prior issues or concerns about the deep breathing exercises in the future. When you're upset, practice deep breathing techniques to relax your body and mind. Think before you speak. Take a moment to consider the consequences of your actions. Take action, alter your perspective, and attempt to see things from the perspective of others. Perspective to demonstrate empathy. Observing things from their perspective can be beneficial. You get less irate and alter your perspective. Considering the perspective of a Stoic philosopher, would they consider it to be significant or irrelevant to concentrate on solutions? Consider practical approaches to address the problem at hand rather than focusing on it to develop emotional resilience. To maintain self-control, keep in mind that you have the power to decide how you respond. Emotional detachment, self-control, and patience. Take a step back. Distance yourself from the situation and consider it rationally rather than emotionally absorbing it. Stronger within, engage in healthy coping mechanisms such as physical activity. Utilize your rage constructively by journaling or by practicing meditation. Rather than focusing on your anger, direct your energy toward things that will benefit you, such as exercising or creating art, learning and developing, and using your rage as the opportunity to gain more self-awareness and modify your behavior in the future. Effective communication techniques. Discuss your feelings in a cool and being assertive without being antagonistic or enraged is managing your anger well. Turning anger into positive energy is crucial for your well-being and the well-being of your relationships. By understanding the at the bottom of it, engaging in mindfulness exercises that alter your perspective, mental fortitude, and discovering constructive outlets for your rage, heed the guidance. Final verdict. Embracing silence. As Stoic wisdom has shown us, silence can help you deal with discussion and face loss. Marcus Aurelius once remarked, "Don't waste time. There is a way to peace and understanding." Talking about the qualities of a good guy, let's do so in the spirit of his words. By choosing when to be silent, we can experience the deep power that can be found in speaking, and listening at the right times will enable us to live a calm, contented, and charitable life. Please feel free to apply these Stoic ideas to regular interactions and observe. If you discovered this, here's how the power of deliberate silence can improve your life. Talk thoughtfully and constructively, then hit like and add a message with your thoughts. And if you're a new subscriber to our newsletter, don't forget to share these profound philosophical concepts with everyone you know.